What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today, we're here to talk about my treasure map team. So we're going to be going through all of the boosted characters and giving my thoughts and opinions on, like, maybe who's going to be the best unit to bring or who's the most ideal unit to bring in a certain situation, and talking about the units that I own and what I'm going to be doing in terms of team building. If you guys want a little bit more information as to what these units do or what the bosses do in greater detail, as well as some free-to-play options, check out my preparation video for X Drake that came out a few days ago. Make sure to go ahead and check that out, because as of me recording this video, the treasure map does go live tomorrow. So you want to make sure you have your teams prepped so that as soon as it goes live, you can just jump in and start playing. That's the best way to go ahead and do it, because I know a lot of people procrastinate and, you know, the event already starts and then they're going to fall behind and they need to still prep their teams. It's just way better to get your teams prepped prior to, so that when it starts, you can just go off and farm. That's the best way to do it, right? Let's start things off. Now, you want to be making sure you build your X-Drake team first, because that's the final boss. And the thing is you want to make sure you jam-pack all your best units into that team, and then focus on the mini-boss ones a little bit later. The Sober Mask is the intrusion battle, so you don't really need to worry about that too much, considering it doesn't overlap with the other units that you bring. So you can build all your other teams first and then build your Sober Mask team last. That's what I would suggest in terms of team building for the treasure map. If you guys want a link to this website, by the way, of course, it's going to be down below in the video description, so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. I've already gone ahead and removed characters that I don't personally own, so the treasure map rare recruit Law and Kid, Legend Chopper, Kizuna rare recruit Monet, and also the support Brûlé. I don't have those 5 characters on this list, but I do have every other character on this list. So it's going to be a decent treasure map in terms of clearing it. Clearing it's going to be very easy. It's just in terms of points, it's not going to be nowhere near my highest, just because Law and the Kid provide a pretty substantial boost. So let's jump into it. Of course, with Basil Hawkins, we're going to be using him as a friend captain, and then also as a sub for this team to get as much points as possible, or as many points as possible. His captain effect is not great. It's only a cerebral attack boost. Like, it doesn't matter. But we're basically just going to be abusing the new legends to get the most points and also the most damage. So by utilizing Sober Mask captain with a Zoro and Luffy Taro sub, that's going to be a really, really good way around that. Another thing that X-Drake does, so on stage 6, you do get despaired for 5 turns. So we want some sort of way to remove despair. So in my opinion, one of the best units to remove despair would be this carrot. We can actually filter by despair somewhere. I really hate this filter feature. This filter feature is absolutely terrible. I don't know who organizes this, but it is so difficult to locate certain effects. I know that if you go ahead over to the X-Drake thing and you filter by this, you can filter by units that will remove despair, which does make it a little easier, I suppose. So this Otama is a decent option as well. But I do like Carrot because she gives us a color affinity boost, which will kind of help with stage 6. You could use this Bone Kichi as well. There's some other Dex units that can remove despair. This Robin's a pretty good option as well, as long as you have the right units around that. So those are all pretty decent options, enabling you to remove that despair. And then on the final boss, X-Drake, he basically does lots of debuffs to your captain spots. We're going to be using Sober Mask on stage 6 to jump, and then or not jump, but go invisible, and then on stage 7, he actually won't get inflicted, but our friend captain still will. So we get paralyzed, and I think it's slot seal for 2 turns. Slot bind, yeah, slot bind for 2 turns. That's fine. We can get away with having just Basil Hawkins with a slot bind, but a unit to remove paralysis could be this new dual unit Law and Chopper. They've got a special effect that removes 3 turns of paralysis. They provide a healing mechanic, and they're also a quick unit when it's in the Law version. So that's adding more damage towards X-Drake. So we've got pretty good damage here. We can go ahead at the end of this video and talk about the amount of damage that the team will provide. 12.56 multiplier is pretty good, and I'm pretty sure this will last for a decent amount of time. So that's good. Moving on to the other team. So let's start off with Hold'em on the very left-hand side. Now, Hold'em, you want to be using this guy, the Shanks and Mihawk. Now, I'm not using them as a captain. You can definitely do it if you want to. But I'm going to use Kyoshiro as the captain because he's a 1.35 point booster. So double friend captain would just give you more overall points. I also want to be running just other units to kind of fill out this team, because with the special ability of Kyoshiro and the Shanks and Mihawk, we can basically remove all the debuffs, get a full border matching slots, and also give us a conditional boost. So we could also use someone like this Legend Zoro V2 for an attack boost. So we've got attack boost, conditional, and the full board of orbs, and a chain boost as well. So that's very, very good. We could technically actually put in Komurasaki for an orb boost and attack boost as well. That is not a terrible option. We could do Bone Kichi and Komurasaki, or we could put in like this carrot. Red carrot's another option. I think I might put in Komurasaki, to be honest, because she is a slasher unit, so that actually kind of works. So we'll do that. That's fine. 3.78 multiplier is very nice. Against Shuten Maru, we want to be running a slasher team. We want this unit. We want Okiku because Shuten Maru will bind your captains and reduce your crewmate's special cooldowns. So running her as a crewmate, we can use her special to basically reduce the cooldowns of our specials to basically get rid of the special reverse, and then also unbinds our captains. Now, in terms of overall points, the best way about it would be using Shuten Maru as the main captain here, because he is the highest point booster unit that's a slasher captain. We could actually technically use X-Drake as the captain as well. That actually would work out a little bit better because he is a slasher attack booster. But the thing is like, I'm the type of person who's going to be playing this event like straight off the cuff, very, very quickly, try and get to 1,000,000 points. The thing is, it really depends on how quickly other people can get to 1,000,000 points. But eventually, you'd probably want to be running this Shuten Maru sub, most likely. Yeah. And then, well, actually, you could do this, and then you could run Mihawk, and then you could run Colosseum Kinemon for some matching slots. So you could use like a support of Vivi, for example, to get matching slots on the Mihawk, and then your special will give matching slots like that. This will actually do a pretty good amount of damage with a 4.78 multiplier. That is actually pretty impressive. So no problems whatsoever against Shuten Maru. That's going to be pretty easy. Against Kiyoshiro, we are going to be running Kobe Meppo as our main captain. Here they are. Kobe Meppo are a Sai and an Int captain. Another thing with Kiyoshiro is that he gives you a full board of badly matching slots. So you can obviously bring a unit to just change badly matching into matching, like this Otama, I believe, does that. Yeah, you could use Otama to do that, or you can use this Shirahoshi, which treats them as beneficial and also gives you an orb boost. So I think that's probably the best option. We could also chuck in this Wapple just because we can. We could also chuck in Frankie because he does have 3 turns of resilience. So if you have that Frankie, it makes it much easier. Otherwise, you will have to bring someone else that removes resilience. Can we find that though? Hang on, let me go to the filter of resilience. 5 turns despair. No, resilience, that's what we want. Enemy resilience remover. So there's Raid Bato, Arlong. There's actually, oh, this Zorajiro would be a good option because he fits under the Kobe and Helmeppo, so that would be probably the best option, I would think. So yeah, there are plenty of options there. And as for the final unit, just another Sai or Int unit, ideally a Sai unit. So this Otama or this Dr. Kureha and Hero Look, probably this unit because they give color affinity. Yeah, color affinity of Sign Int. So we've got attack boost, orb boost, color affinity, remove the resilience, and then Wapple is basically filler. You could actually just replace Wapple for Otama for more damage there. That would also work. 6.05 multiplier for a mid-map boss is crazy. Then we've got Jack for the final boss. So of course we want to try and fulfill as many of these 1.35s as possible. So we could go with double Lucy, of course, Uso Hachi to remove all the defensive effects of Jack. If you don't have Uso Hachi, I talked about it in my video, the prep video. You could use a couple of different options like Raid Arlong plus the TM Robin if you have the what do you call it, the support of Bartolomeo. So V1 Legend Bato, this guy's support effect can be very, very useful against the fight with Jack because he has a very good support where he attaches to Nico Robin, and once per adventure when you're inflicted with paralysis, he just removes it by 3 turns. And that's something you have to deal with here, is that when he reaches 0 HP, he revives with 20% max HP and he paralyzes your crew for 2 turns. So if you use his support on Robin, you could literally not have to use Robin's special on the revive turn and just use her on turn 1 to remove some defensive effects, which is what I'm personally going to be opting to do. Well, I've got Uso Hachi just anyway, so just having Robin available either to remove the paralysis or Bato support, either way is just a really good way to get around the paralysis. And then we can fill it out with other units. Now we want to try and get some matching slots, and TM Shanks is definitely able to do that. And then we can run Raid Bellamy, who I think is a really good option. For those of you who don't know what Raid Bellamy does, he cuts the enemy's HP by 10%, he makes Sign Int beneficial, which doesn't really matter, and then also for 1 turn gives you a 1.75 orb boost to all your characters. And the really good thing about this unit is that he has double special activation. So you can use him on turn 1, take him down, and on turn 2, if you do need additional orb boost, you can definitely get that with this guy. So I think that that Bellamy is probably the best option here. And unfortunately, we can't really fit the Sangoro or the Wapple anywhere on these teams. We could probably shoehorn them in on other teams just for additional points, but I don't personally think it's worth it. So the final team that we have to really go through in this video is going to be the Sober Mask team. Now, Sober Mask on turn 2, he will burn you for 3 turns, and he has a perfect barrier. So the way around this is we are going to be obviously running Hawkins as the friend captain once again. Basil Hawkins and Basil Hawkins, so that we can get as many points as we possibly can here. Of course, once we get to a situation where we can't kill the boss anymore, of course, we will have to go ahead and switch it up and run, you know, double captains. But as for the captain that I am going to be choosing to be running is going to be Luffy and Zoro, and then we're going to run Sober Mask as a sub here. And the thing about it is yeah, as we said, the burn is going to be annoying, and we want to remove that so we don't take too much damage. So I'm opting to bring Frankie, or Franosuke as he's called, because he does have that effect with his special, removes burn by 3 turns, and he removes the resilience, changes adjacent orbs into tandem. He's a pretty good unit. But the thing about it is on the final boss stage, well, say, yeah, blow away. So one of your units on the bottom right will be blown away for 1 turn. So we're going to put Frankie in the bottom right because he just seems to be like the most irrelevant unit for this team, because we're using him on stage 2. We don't need him for stage 3 at all. So that's the main reason why we're doing that. Now, as for what we do need for our last unit, it can really be anything, because what else does he do? He puts down attack down, Hawkins removes that, and he has a delay immunity. He blows away, threshold, Hawkins also removes that. Like, Hawkins is so good. And we get a full board of block orbs, which Sober Mask will change them into matching. We get a full board of tandem slots and an attack boost. So what I'm thinking is probably just color affinity and try and have some type advantage. So a Dex color affinity booster, and of course there is definitely one, which is Carrot. So that in total, a 12.56 multiplier seems pretty good. Let's go ahead right now and export it to the calculator and see how all these teams just kind of perform just with some damage. So let's go ahead and have a look. We won't apply limit break. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but with this team, this has to be Mihawk. Well, actually, the dual unit Mihawk. I have calced these in previous, so I do know that these will work. So with this, we use his special ability. We will be below, we get a 60% health cut, so we'll be at 40%. I'm not really too sure if we're taking damage prior to the boss fight. We can use their special ability to give us the conditional boost. We can then also use the special ability of Kyoshiro to change our orbs into matching. We could technically use Komurasaki as well, but we have a chance to get quick orbs, and there is no unit that treats quick orbs as beneficial in this team. So Komurasaki might not be the best option, but either way, we can use the Kyoshiro special for a chain boost. We can use the Zoro special for an attack boost. Like, this is already 8 million damage, and that's not applying anything else. That's without limit break or cotton candies. So yeah, this is going to last a pretty long time. We can use Komurasaki if we do want like an orb boost, and if we get a few int orbs, like that is an option as well, but it doesn't really matter too much. This team is going to be doing a pretty serious amount of damage. The next team we're going to go ahead and check out is going to be the strength team. So this is going to be the one against Shuten Maru. So as I said, with this specific team, we want to be using the Okiku first to get rid of the debuffs that are inflicted. We can use the special ability of Kinemon to get our adjacent orbs matching. We can then also go ahead and get a support effect of VV to get a matching orb on you, or we can put like you here and a support on VV on Shuten Maru, so that we can put a stat boosting effect on Mihawk. That might be the best way to do it. And then with this, we want to make sure that we're actually fully limit broken. I actually need to max limit break the Hawkins, to, the X-Drake, so he has the buffed captain effect. I'm not really too sure if that actually mattered. Pretty sure it did, yeah. So then we'll go ahead and use the Shuten Maru and the Hawkeye's Mihawk. 8.6 million damage. Pretty easy. There we go. No problems. The next team against Kyoshiro, let's go ahead and peep this one. So this one, we're going to be having Kobe captains. We can only use just one of the special. We can use both of their specials for the buffed captain, but I don't think it really matters. So with this team, we are going to be getting the attack boost of Kobe. We're going to have the color affinity and the orb boost, and then we're going to have a full board of matching slots. We can use Frankie, of course, to remove the resilience on the enemy, and this is 8.8 million damage. No problems there. Against Jack with the Lucy team, we're going to go ahead and use all of our specials, which includes a 1.75 attack boost, the tap timing bonus, the orb boost, and Shanks will go ahead and shuffle our orbs. Pretty good chance to get matching slots. Again, 8.2 million damage without full limit break or cotton candy, so no problems there. Now, the team against X-Drake and Sober Mask. Let's go ahead and peep this one. So this unit is going to be Luffy. It's going to be Luffy. This unit is going to be Law. And on the final boss fight, we're going to get a full board of tandem slots. So that's very important to make sure that it's set to tandem, or the M signifies the meat, or tandem slot is what it's going to be classified on the database. With this team, we are going to be having the Captain Action active. We're going to have Sober Master special, the Luffy Zoro special, and the Carrot special. And that's 11.3 million damage without cotton candies or limit break. Yep, pretty fair. And then the final team against Sober Mask is going to be Zoro Captain instead. And this is going to be a full board of Wano slots instead. Not tandem, but Wano slots. So you got to make sure you set them to the right slot. And of course, Frankie will be blown away. We have the Sober Mask special, the Carrot special, and also the Luffy Taro special, which gives us 9.4 million damage to the quick type with no cotton candies or limit break. So overall, this seems relatively clear to me. It just would be nice to have the 2 times or a 2.2 times point booster to get additional points. But again, a 12.56 multiplier, I'll definitely take that. So that's the quick rundown of the teams that I'm planning to run against the current upcoming treasure map against X Drake. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.